Hey, this is Tim from The Stills, and you're watching 24hourspodcast.com.
T-minus 4, 3, 2, 1.
Following is a 24 Hours podcast.
This is the 24 Hours podcast. We're here with Tim Fletcher of The Stills. First of all, welcome to Vancouver.
Well, thank you very much.
You catch Vancouver on a nice day. Nice little setting, Deer Lake Park. Must be one of the better venues to play, I'm guessing.
Definitely. The weather here, you can't feel it from your iPod or wherever you're watching this from, but it's absolutely perfect.
Now, tell us about the origin of the band. You're from Montreal. I understand that you were like childhood friends. Is that correct?
Yeah. I've been friends with Dave and Oliver and Liam for, I guess, the better part of like 12, 13 years now. Oliver and Dave have been friends since they were 4 years old. And the band started in almost 4 years ago, in 2002. We in Montreal, and we left home as any young 20-something-year-old should do to venture out into the world. And we went to New York and stayed with friends, and basically that was the beginnings of the band.
So what happened in New York City? That was obviously a turning point for the band. What exactly happened there?
Well, two of our close friends, who are our managers now, Gus and Bix, were living down there. They'd been in a really big Montreal band called Me, Mom, and Morgenthaler, and then went to New York to seek fortunes elsewhere. Mm-hmm. And so we went to see them. They basically said, why don't you come to New York and work on your songs, and we had nothing else better to do, really. We had nothing better to do and nothing to lose, so we went and we did it, and we just started, every day we were rehearsing and working on songs and recording and writing songs, and that's basically what was going on. And then, every weekend we'd play a couple shows, and it progressively and steadily, the venues got bigger and bigger, and more people were coming out, and, magazines started writing about us, and it was like, all right, that's cool.
Now, here in Western Canada, we know so very little about the music scene in Quebec. I mean, there must be just such a vibrant scene. There's, of course, English language and French language and stuff. You guys are an English band. Is it difficult to get a market in Quebec when you only speak or sing in English?
Well, now it's different. But when we were starting out, it was like, well, either we can go to Toronto or we can go to New York. And at the time, it was like, well, let's go to New York, and change countries. I think that since for the past couple of years, I think that being from Montreal in an English-speaking band, it's been a lot easier to find success in Canada and internationally. I mean, Wolf Parade and Arcade Fire and us and the Deers and Sam and everyone is basically doing really well there. So it's different. But I mean, traditionally it's been that if you're an English band, you have to leave, and I think that Montreal has been able to maintain sort of like an indie sort of punk DIY thing because in the alternative scene in Montreal, which was English, you didn't really have an opportunity to make it anywhere internationally. You could tour Canada, but so now it's a different situation.
But is it, generally speaking, is it tougher do the French-speaking people embrace you as acceptingly as the English they do?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we have songs in French, Well, I mean, we have one song in French that people have heard, and it was A Mild Hate in Quebec, and I'm English, but I'm bilingual, and the rest of the guys in the band are pretty much, all French but bilingual, So it's like, I think that in Montreal, a lot of the French-speaking people are really happy to embrace something that's from their own city that, something they can rally behind and love, So we get a lot of love there.
Being from Montreal, are you a Habs fan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you expecting for the Habs?
Well, during the off-season, there wasn't as many trades and negotiations as I thought there should have been. Well, we have Samsonov, so that could be good. Yep. We got rid of some of the, we trimmed off the edges, and I think that it'll be good. Who knows, They'll probably make it to the second round of the playoffs and then get defeated horribly and then, go back to the drawing board.
Well, we just hired Alain Vigneault as our new head coach.
Oh, yeah.
What can the Canuck fans expect?
I think that, I don't know Alain Vigneault. I know the name. I don't know what he looks like or what he does, but, as a Quebecer, I'm sure that he will bring some French influence or not.
Yeah.
24hours.ca